Very strong to damaging winds continue for parts of eastern New South Wales today in the wake of a vigorous cold front, which is also bringing abnormally high tides and large waves to parts of the southeast. Let's start though by taking a look at the last 24 hours and the rainfall totals that we've seen. Now, most areas have seen generally low to moderate falls, but one thing I did want to draw your attention to have been the falls around the Adelaide area. We've seen 30 to 50 millimetres about the Adelaide Hills, with around 15 millimetres in the gauge at Adelaide West Terrace. Now, this is significant rain, the first significant rain, in fact, since around last winter. This is the wettest day Adelaide has seen for quite some time. As well as the rain that we've seen in the past 24 hours, we've also seen widespread gusty to damaging winds. Now that includes parts of southeast South Australia, parts of alpine Victoria and through the eastern ranges of New South Wales. Those strong winds have picked up areas of dust in the last 24 to 48 hours, particularly impacting the Flinders, Mid-North and Riverland districts of South Australia, parts of northern Victoria and southern New South Wales. That has led to scenes such as this one, orange dust filling the air as those strong winds bring those conditions in from those drier inland areas. This photo was taken up close to Mildura in Victoria. Through today, we've seen that dust moving towards the east coast, in fact even reaching the Sydney area a little earlier this morning, leading to this haze across the city. It is expected that through the course of today we're going to see these dust areas moving offshore and skies should start to clear. We are expecting those strong winds to continue, however. We've got severe weather warnings for damaging winds in place for much of eastern New South Wales. Now that covers the southern ranges, parts of the Illawarra and the Blue Mountains. In the north, it's covering the northern ranges, Barrington Tops and parts of the northern tablelands as well. Now in those warning areas, we're expecting to see winds averaging 55 to 60 kilometres an hour with peak gusts up to 90 kilometres an hour. Those winds will be strongest through this afternoon and the early part of this evening, gradually easing back overnight into the early hours of tomorrow morning. We can see that if we look at our wind field here. Now I'm looking above the surface to get an indication of the strength of those peak wind gusts. We can see the strong winds about the eastern ranges here really flaring up through the afternoon and evening today. Now for those southernmost parts of our warning area, we're expecting the winds to ease back by this evening going into the overnight period, but we could still see some strong winds lingering about the northern tablelands into early tomorrow morning. Now winds are expected to ease more broadly across eastern New South Wales through tomorrow morning, and by the middle of the day we're left with much lighter to more moderate winds through those areas. We are, of course, therefore expecting to see further wind damage impacts. That includes fallen trees and branches, particularly in those severe weather warning areas, and that could lead to dangerous driving conditions as debris falls across the roads. We may even see disruptions to some of our services, including power or transport routes, thanks to those stronger winds. Now, we have another warning in place as well. This is a coastal hazard warning for abnormally high tides. This is impacting the southern coastline of Victoria and parts of far southeastern Tasmania. These abnormally high tides are flagging that we could see those tides pushing above the highest astronomical tide in these areas through today and possibly into early tomorrow as well. As well as large waves, that is likely to lead to possible inundation on those high tides for low-lying coastal areas. This could lead to some coastal and beach erosion, one way or the other, leading to quite dangerous conditions along our coastlines over the next 24 to 36 hours or so. For the east coast, those large waves are likely to continue, however. Here I've got the total wave height for the next few days. In the wake of the cold front, we're going to see a vigorous southerly flow developing for the east coast, pushing up the New South Wales coast and generating hazardous surf conditions, likely to continue tomorrow, Thursday and even into Friday as well, being revamped on the weekend as a fresh burst of southerly winds moves through. So we are expecting to see hazardous surf warnings in place for much of the New South Wales coast over the coming days. Taking a quick look at the rainfall now, scattered showers will continue through parts of the east and southeast today, but it'll be on the easing trend as this high pressure system starts to push in from the west. We're likely to see much more settled conditions returning quickly to southeast South Australia through the course of today, eventually moving across Victoria, Tasmania and New South Wales over the next 2 to 3 days or so. In the meantime though, we are still seeing that damaging wind risk persisting across New South Wales. You can always find the detailed forecasts and warnings via the Bureau's website, the BOM weather app and via our social media. Stay safe and we'll catch you next time.